it would appear that a significant change is taking place beneath the surface of the market. AMC is a stock that may be said to be located smack in the middle of that move. It becomes impossible to ignore when trading behavior. Institutional activity, box office results, and market liquidity all start sending the same signals at the same time. The breakdown that we are going to look at today takes a look at those signals as a whole, because the bigger picture indicates something that is significantly more important than any one headline, since the present market environment is exhibiting characteristics that make AMC one of the most discussed companies once more, particularly in relation to the themes of short positions, institutional actions, and industry performance. The company is becoming increasingly popular. The most recent box office data, concession revenues, and internal operational upgrades have all showed results that are exceptionally robust. However, a significant portion of this material is still not being covered by mainstream media. In the process of searching for general news sources, the majority of references concentrate on more minor upgrades such as loyalty programs rather than the more extensive financial momentum that the company is currently enjoying. There are issues that arise as a result of this. Selective reporting regarding the reasons why substantial performance gains are not highlighted, particularly when theater attendance continues to be strong owing to blockbuster film releases. There has been a solid climate at the box office, thanks to the contributions of movies from a variety of genres, including large franchise offerings. On the other hand, the existence of a connection between the success of this industry and AMC's recovery is rarely underlined. This absence of coverage gives rise to the possibility that certain outlets are purposefully diverting attention away from the fundamentals of the organization that are undergoing improvement. It is important that the narrative accurately reflects the fact that a company is experiencing greater revenue, increasing efficiency, and continuous demand from customers. On the other hand, the focus is frequently maintained on more dated topics, such as the possibility of experiencing financial difficulties or fears over bankruptcy. It was recently brought to everyone's attention that if AMC were to grow at a rate of approximately 1.7% each day over the course of an entire trading year, the price could conceivably reach considerably greater levels merely through the process of compounding its growth. The purpose of this example was not to make a prediction. Rather, it was to demonstrate that even modest gains that are consistent over time can quickly become significant in a stock that is very volatile. The most important thing to take away from this is not the calculated amount, but rather the concept that AMC is able to exhibit rapid fluctuation when trading is not regulated. This brings us to the next problem, which is the activity of trading off the exchange. The volume that occurs off exchange, which is more often referred to as dark pool trading, continues to constitute a disproportionately substantial amount of the daily volume that AMC processes. When more than 70% of a company's trades take place outside of official exchanges, it becomes impossible to determine whether or not the stock is experiencing true supply and demand movement. Dark pool volume has the ability to conceal multiple types of pressure, including buying and selling pressure, as well as short orders, which can then be executed on open exchanges. True price discovery is made more difficult by this environment, which also makes it more difficult to maintain minor daily increases. As a point of contrast, other theatrical companies have significantly lower off-exchange percentages, demonstrating that the disparity is not widespread across the organization. AMC's retail ownership continues to be a distinguishing characteristic when compared to other companies in the industry, which are primarily controlled by institutions. AMC's trading behavior is distinctive. Due to the large retail base it serves, it is because of this variation that comparing the prices of different theater chains can result in certain instances being deceptive. For example, one company may be influenced by asset managers, while another company may react in accordance with the behavior of public traders without taking into account trading mechanisms such as dark pool volume. Price comparisons lose their significance. If there is such a significant disparity in the ownership percentages of the institutions involved, in addition, institutional behavior in the direction of AMC has generated discussion. UBS made the acquisition of millions of shares during a period in which regulatory monitoring regarding inherited positions and risk management was at a high level. Over the course of its history, UBS has taken on some responsibilities originating from credit suites. These obligations include exposure to derivative contracts that, according to reports, acted against credit suites during times of significant market stress. Considering that swaps and other leveraged instruments have the potential to dramatically enhance risk, the choice made by UBS to accumulate shares is indicative of an attempt to balance or hedge certain aspects of its exposure. There are certain market participants who say that certain institutions are unable to completely unwind their short positions unless the broader retail base sells or unless the price reaches levels that are advantageous for unwinding those bets. Because of this, institutional accumulation is something that attracts attention. Even during times of moderate financial prudence, the phenomenon that occurs when huge funds buy large blocks of shares of a firm that is experiencing heavy short pressure. From an analytical point of view, the action is something that should be noted. Other recent financial developments shed even more light on the fragility of the market. Outside of the theater business, according to reports, institutions all over the market are getting ready for future volatility. This is evidenced by the fact that funds are having write-downs. Private equity deals are falling through, and demand for liquidity is increasing. When the balances of reverse repo accounts drop to levels that are close to zero, this is typically an indication of tightening liquidity conditions first and foremost. Leverage positions are affected by liquidity stress, which is an essential consideration when examining companies that are the focus of complicated short strategies. In addition, a number of well-known investors have made hints that some segments of the market are significantly undervalued. When influential individuals like Michael Bird discuss the fact that certain assets, such as GameStop, have a significant amount of value, or when Berkshire Hathaway maintains an exceptionally large cash position in comparison to its entire holdings, it seems to imply that key players anticipate that the market as a whole will be experiencing instability. The presence of a substantial cash reserve is often indicative of preparation for future possibilities, which are frequently established. During periods of market decline, there is also a correlation between the pressure on liquidity and the warnings issued by analysts, which indicates that a large correction may be possible. When it comes to credit markets, private equity, foreign bond markets, and high-valuation technology sectors, numerous indicators are indicating that tension is building up. However, no one can accurately forecast when this stress will occur. There is a tendency for the impact to ripple outward with the unwinding of leverage holdings. This is important because at times of liquidity shortages, equities that are highly shorted tend to move in a severe manner. When financial institutions move their money into more secure industries, they may also reevaluate their engagement in positions that are fraught with high risk during moments of instability. The data from Darkpool continues to lend credence to the idea that the price of AMC does not accurately reflect organic activity off effects change. Percentages tend to increase once the stock is beginning to acquire momentum. This trend appears to be occurring repeatedly, which shows that the natural movement of the stock is being counterbalanced by mechanisms that are not available. To the normal retail investor, the fact that the stock trades under an exceptionally heavy off-exchange structure is demonstrated by the fact that AMC's dark pool rate for more than 70% is higher than that of more balanced businesses. There are more abnormalities in the market than that, even though there have been extended periods of delivery failures. Several exchange-traded funds ETFs that are involved with locating shares for shorting have been removed from regulatory lists throughout the course of history. This has occurred prior to modifications in short interest rates or shifts in market structure. These occurrences shed even more light on the fact that AMC operates within a very complicated environment that includes swaps, collateral, synthetic exposure, and short techniques based on exchange-traded funds-based instruments. A number of macroeconomic signs, in addition to AMC itself, are indicating a degree of caution. A fragile market environment is caused by a number of factors, including the stress caused by liquidity, the rising costs of borrowing money, problems with currency, carry trades, and stories of huge financial institutions incurring losses in the event when numerous unconnected sectors simultaneously exhibit stress signals that are comparable to one another. This is an indication of systemic pressure rather than isolated events. Due to the presence of such conditions, stocks that are highly shorted frequently become susceptible to rapid fluctuations in liquidity. A scenario in which AMC continues to be highly relevant is created by the confluence of factors such as good box office success, enhanced operational efficiency, institutional accumulation, extensive dark pool usage, and widespread market volatility. Despite the fact that the industry is showing signs of resilience, the company has continued to improve its internal operations further. Theater entertainment typically maintains a consistent level of performance even in the face of economic uncertainty, which makes it appealing to investors who are looking for stability during instances of market upheaval. AMC continues to stand out as a stock that is experiencing anomalous trading behavior in relation to its fundamentals. This is because the markets are entering a phase in which liquidity tightening, institutional repositioning, and macroeconomic risk overlap. Each of the factors, whether it be the analysis of volume structure, the action of institutions, or the conditions of the market, contributes a section to the overall picture. When taken as a whole, they provide an explanation for why AMC continues to be a central topic of discussion in conversations concerning short pressure, price discovery, and altering market dynamics. I'm sorry guys, but that is all we have with us today. Regarding the stock of AMC, what are your thoughts? Please share your thoughts and opinions with us in the comments section below. You are appreciated for watching.